For 52 years, Dr. Fred Cater didn't know exactly how he survived the Holocaust. He knew his uncle found him after the war and took him to live with his family. He was just a toddler during World War II. He learned more about himself at a gathering in New York with other hidden children who survived. Today, he shared his story with students at Elkhorn South High School. 3 News Now photojournalist Stephanie Nolby was there.
I was 4 years old when I was in Wiesenbeek. My name was Franz Jaruzelski.
Dr. Cater lived in this Jewish orphanage in Belgium with these kids before his uncle found him. How he got here is a complicated story. He told students he was at a train station where they were bringing Jews to Auschwitz with his mother when she had a revelation.
He's got blonde hair and blue eyes. He looks more Aryan than the Aryans. And if he's going to have a chance of surviving, he has to get out of the train station now. And she said, that's exactly what my mother told me to do.
Somehow, Dr. Cater ended up in a barracks with 5 other little kids and eventually was saved by a heroic nurse. Madame Marie Albert Bloom was a nurse who took care of Jewish orphans in Belgium.
Here I was on one side of the train station with Mrs. Bloom on one side of the wall being saved. And my father and my uncle were on the other side of the wall in the train going to their death, without my father even knowing I was on the other side of the wall.
Somehow, Dr. Cater's uncle jumped off that train and not only survived, but found him. And years later, at an international conference for hidden children, Dr. Cater met one of the older children who found him at that barracks and discovered what had happened to save his life.
And I picked you up and brought you to Mrs. Bloom. When we were allowed to go back to Wiesenbeek, you were sitting on my lap when we were in the truck. And just then it dawned on me. And I said, you mean that night there was pitch black and there was a thunderstorm and the thunder was incredible and there was clanging going on? And I was upset and I was crying. He said, crying is nothing. You were howling away. We couldn't even hear the thunder.
There are a lot of amazing stories from Holocaust survivors. You can hear from another survivor tomorrow night at 6:30 at Temple Israel in Omaha. The event is free and open to the public as part of the Institute for Holocaust Education's annual Week of Understanding.